Joe Blackburn the other day released a ton of information on Twitter, but I looked on the the Bungie website. There's no official release there, so this is one of my complaints with Destiny, is they release communications about the game along unofficial channels. It's not consistent, so it's not along all unofficial channels, and then they won't release half the information on the website. Everything should be released on the website and then shared on unofficial channels. But yeah, it is what it is. This is one of the reasons why a lot of us are done with Bungie. So Joe Blackburn wrote a lot of tweets. A lot of people think that they're trying to do damage control because they might be threatened by Halo Infinite coming out. And I think Halo Infinite has been playable already on beta. I can't remember. I don't know. You guys tell me if you know. Joe Blackburn. Ahead of the showcase this month, I wanted to take a little time to talk about Destiny PvP. That's right. We have a showcase live stream later this month. Competitive modes are part of what make this game special. I can't imagine a version of Destiny 2 that doesn't involve getting a sweet new gun and taking it for a spin in the Crucible. This year, the team has spent a lot of our future-facing effort on plussing up the current Crucible experience. You've seen some of this already in stasis balancing, reputation updates, and shifting weapon metas. Next season, you'll continue to see this effort with not only changes to a 3-peaking, but also what the team has been planning for the revamp of Trials of Osiris. Remember, Joe released a statement right after, I think it was in February, right after Luke Smith was promoted, and Justin Truman took his place. They immediately released a roadmap of PvP, and we knew it was going to take some time. But I don't think PvP efforts are going to save the game. The player base has significantly dropped, and I played with a lot of PvP mains who also enjoyed playing PvE, and they can't stand the PvE stuff. And they were excited about VoG coming back, but the game is broken, and they continue to ignore the actual issues with the game, the core issues. They're making a lot of positive changes, but they're small changes that aren't going to change the fact that the game feels like a job and it's boring as hell and there aren't any rewards for your time. We've got to keep our foot on the gas when it comes to revitalizing PvP pursuits and keeping gameplay metas fresh. This isn't something we'll ever be done with, but we know we also have room to grow when it comes to new maps and modes. The first half of 2021, we've been working on the foundation, but now we're spinning up teams on new maps and modes. We believe in this investment, but it is going to take some time before you start seeing results in a game. The ultimate goal here is consistency. If you play PvP, the team wants you to understand that you will be getting new maps and modes every year. Hey, can we say new maps and modes like 3 more times? Come on, let's do this. And that the cadence of those coming out feels predictable. Oh my gosh. But in order to get too predictable, we need to open the faucet again. New maps take time to get right, so to open the faucet for Season 16, the team is working on porting 2 vaulted Destiny 2 maps to be compatible with our engine updates. Okay. People are speculating that content vault stuff will always come back. There are a lot of people who put false hope into Bungie. If they are actually fine-tuning the old content to be compatible with the engine, they need to come out and say, look guys, you will get all of your content, your vaulted content back, but we are currently working on it to make it more compatible with the engine. If they said that, that would save their asses right there. Also completely undo sunsetting. If it's in your vault, it shouldn't be sunset. That's my biggest issue with the game and why I'm playing other things. I haven't streamed Destiny in a while, and I played it for like 10 minutes on Tuesday because Jay was like, we have a checkpoint if you want a Fatebringer. I'm like, okay, what the hell? It's just log on, get a really good Fatebringer, log back off. That's what happened to me. Anyway, when we upgraded our engine with Beyond Light, it means we had to hand pour all of our Destiny 2 maps and modes. So while it may seem from the outside like we're just pushing a button, there's a significant lift from the team to get more of this content back in rotation. I also don't want rotations. I want my shit back. Period. After we prize maps in Season 16, Season 17 will come with a brand new map. There are a bunch of new environments in Destiny 2, and we're excited to start bringing them into the Crucible. Finally, After those 3 maps are added to the rotation in 16 and 17, we will be remastering a Destiny 1 map and bringing it to Destiny 2 for the first time in Season 18. All this effort is going to be done in parallel with the team looking to fund the far future with a predictable roadmap of maps in Lightfall and beyond, but maps are just part of the recipe here. We also know we need to support modes. There are 3 main efforts going on behind the scenes here. First, the team is investigating getting Rift in Destiny 2 next year. I don't even know what Rift is. Is that a Destiny 1 mode? It's been too long since we've dunked on some Guardians. The Destiny Sandbox has sped up in Destiny 2, so right now the team is validating that the mode still holds up with our new gameplay. Let's Google Rift. Destiny 2's fan favorite Rift mode might return next year. I don't even know what Rift is. They have a Rift at their base. A spark spawns in a central location on the map. A Guardian must pick up the spark and take it to the enemy team's base to destroy their Rift. Once a Guardian picks up the spark, they have 75 seconds to score. I didn't know that. That actually sounds cool. Spark Runners. I've never played that, guys. Ever. Okay. Second, the team is working on multiple brand new modes for 2022. We aren't quite ready to spoil these yet, but we're excited to offer new twists and rules to the ways you can make Shaxx proud. Okay. Finally, after the dust settles on the Trials update in Season 15, we want to look at what other broad systemic improvements the PvP ecosystem needs. We want to provide something on the scale of this Trials rework to players every year. So this tweet thread has turned into a tweet novel, but I wanted to make sure we shed some light to what's going on behind the scenes here. Overall, we're still very invested in growing the amount of Destiny we make every year. I want them to slow down. They have so much to fix. Just stop. Stop turning out new content, especially if it's not long-term content. Like, it needs to be long-term. I've seen you guys on Warframe. Warframe people don't have the complaints that Destiny people do. I've not seen them. One way to hold me accountable by looking at our careers page, we're looking for ENV, like environment artists, gameplay designers, lighting artists, and more to help improve our PvP output. We know you want more Destiny, and we are committed to growing the team that's going to make that possible. It's always risky to talk about what's in the oven as dates and specifics might change, but it's been a while since we've talked PvP, and we want players to know that we're working on content for all those Guardians who like to spend time with Shaxx and the Redjacks. This person says PvP cannot ever be competitive without skill-based matchmaking. As an average player, the thing that decides whether I win or lose the majority of my Crucible or Gambit games is whether I am matched with opponents that I have a chance of beating or not. Yep. Yeah, I'm 100% behind skill-based matchmaking. Some games do it well. Other games don't. I heard Valorant has terrible skill-based matchmaking. It's too sweaty. Overwatch has excellent quick play skill-based matchmaking. The comp is... No. We could spend 5 hours on Overwatch comp. Overwatch quick play, though, it's great because there's such a wide variety of gameplay skill within a group of people. If you're a silver, you'll go up against bronze through diamond. One time I even had Tim the Tap Man in my quick play match. You don't get a lot of GMs in your games, but it happens. It depends on who they're queuing with, usually. Sometimes you'll get a GM in someone's group, but yeah, nah. We have some really good games. Some of them are easy, and we're usually shocked when they're super easy and we stomp, but they're not unheard of. Some of them are incredibly sweaty. Most of them are just kind of somewhere in between, and I think that's what most people want. You don't want a game to be so easy that it's boring. But if for anyone who's played Overwatch, you know that skill-based matchmaking can be good for everybody. But I think Destiny and some other games have had skill-based. I think your PvP mains who play like more gun, we'll just say gunplay specific games, because Overwatch is like an ability game. Your gun games like Valorant, I think they're probably used to skill-based matchmaking that really clamps down on the range of skill within a group so that everyone is pretty equal in skill instead of having a little bit more of a range where you're going to have a guy that's kind of shitty, but he can still be a good part of the team. Um, and you're going to have one guy who's really good, but not so good that the enemy team can't figure out how to beat him. Those games are fun when you widen that range up. And a lot of people have a hard time wrapping their brain around that. There's too many all or nothing people in PvP games. They think, oh, skill-based matchmaking is all bad and connection-based is all good. Nah, that's not true. There are many shades of gray, and you can have really good skill-based matchmaking. And as far as comp goes, in a lot of games, competitive isn't skill-based matchmaking. Because like in Destiny, 1 year someone helped me get to Legend. My Legend games were fun. I had a good time playing Crucible that season because I was going against people who weren't god tier. It was just, hey, we're having fun. We're all playing well together. But I think when you get around Fabled in Destiny, I think Fabled's the worst because you're up against a lot of recov accounts or someone carrying, and it's insane. The middle ranks suck. And like in Overwatch, silver and bronze aren't really silver and bronze. There are people of all skill levels, and depending on what they're doing that day, you're going to have a terrible experience. Big Gun, thank you for the 13 months. Oh my gosh, 13. Yowza. It's a scary number, hey? Morning. Siege has a decent matchmaking, I think, but I haven't gone into ranked since I just do unranked. So their quick play is really good. Yeah, I still need to download that. I don't have room on my hard drive right now, but I'll take, when I have time, I'll take a look. I did move a bunch of videos up to free some, over to my storage drive to free up some space, but my game drive is also my video drive, and it's 2 terabytes of cray going on there. So I'll figure it out because it's a pretty big game. I went to install it and saw how many gigs it was, and then I checked my hard drive and I was like, ah. Crap, but it looks like fun. I do want to play it. We'll play Siege, I promise. I'll try to get it downloaded in the next week. Too much corpo jargon. In short, we nerf stasis, wait for 2 old maps. We promise in the future, and your past promising hasn't held up. Anything else? I love people like this. Guys, are we losing our minds over 3 old maps and 1 new map? It'll be 3 years since a new map by the time season 16 rolls around, and we're happy about getting D2 maps back? I'm playing Infinite. Honest to God, delete PvP if this is Bungie firing on all cylinders. Right. Hell yeah. Astacross says thank you. Cross, dude, I love you, but I do. He's one of my favorite Destiny content creators, but I really have no use for him right now. I went to him to figure out what roles I needed on guns, because he would explain like how different perks worked, especially barrels and mags, how different perks work on the specific frame of a weapon, because it varies depending on the frame. And that helped me to figure out what role I wanted. I never was like, oh, this is Astacross's god. No, he actually explains how they work on that specific gun, and you can figure out based on your own playstyle what you want. I mean, you must follow him if you're grinding for weapons and you're trying to learn about perks. He's amazing. You finally have your own emote? Who did it? I like how I can hover over emotes in OBS and it blows them up so I can see them. That's cool. That's cool. But nothing new for season 15, so the next season, which is supposed to be the longest season yet, will feature no new PvP content. How can people defend this company? Will console players ever be able to do specific keybinds like on keyboard? Like for 1 or 2 specific buttons, not change the whole controller profile to a preset option? Oh, I don't play controllers, so I don't know what that's like. But dude, that's a legit question. 100%. That should already be a technology that exists, in my opinion. Yeah. This community is pretty awake. They yeah. People are done with the crap. So there you go, guys. That's your update.
If you'd like to support this channel, liking and commenting on the videos tells YouTube to share these videos with others who may find them useful. If you'd like to provide monetary support to help keep this channel up and running, visit my locals and subscribe star communities.